Hello and welcome back. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel recently, or that anybody that was already subscribed. I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get in today's build of the BMW M1. So first of all, for the engine, we are going to be using the 5.2 liter V12. For the parts, we are going to have the basic induction, the basic ECU, the Pro fuel system, the Sport exhaust, the Sport screw supercharger, the Sport nitrous with Elite road suspension, super brakes, Elite grip tires, the Elite clutch, the 5-speed Sport gearbox, and Elite differential with super nitrous grip and super nitrous drift. The handling on this car is 100% grip with steering sensitivity 2 to the right and downforce 2 to the right, with traction control off and drift entry set to brake tap. You will see that for this A+ build, we have a top speed of 172 with a 0 to 60 of 3.4 and a quarter mile of 11.3. So let's go hop into a race and see how this one performs. Alright, so here we are against the AI because I didn't have the money in multiplayer to make this build there. But off the line, this thing has really good speed and it does handle very well. So right now, it looks like I'm putting a little bit of distance between us. Oh god, but that car messed up my turn and almost put me in a tree. But that's okay because we recovered and we're back on our way. Whoop, got a little loose there, that was my fault. So now comes the part where we find out if I actually have a good car or if I was just better off the line. And considering I'm starting to pull away now, I'd say the car is better than the AI anyway. This actually is a really good car. I have seen builds for this car that they just dominate the races, and I've seen other times where the builds weren't very good. I think this one's a pretty decent build for A+, and I think it can get you a lot of wins in this class. It does handle pretty well around the corners. I just accidentally drifted it that time and I didn't mean to. I meant to actually just grip that corner, but because I decided to tap the brake, I went into a bit of a slide. Now that one I meant to do and I messed it up. But that is okay.
No one takes my money.
Well, Harlow, I'm about to take your money. So, we are coming into the last little bit of this race. Let's see how this corner does. I'm not drifting it. This is full grip right around that corner. That was beautiful. This thing does grip corners extremely well. So if you don't want to have brake to drift on or any sort of drift entry with this vehicle, it will work out for you very well. I just chose to do it because lately I have noticed that a lot of my grip builds actually perform better with a brake tap drift entry on, when I didn't used to think that. So I don't know if my driving has just gotten better or what's changed, but it really does seem to be better with a lot of my grip builds having that on there. So yeah, I put a lot of distance between me and those vehicles. I think using this A+ build versus people online will actually work out pretty well. I did have a version of this car in multiplayer, but I messed the build up and I couldn't quite get it back to where it was. So I just started from scratch and I had to do it on single player because I don't have the money on multiplayer right now. So now I'm going to go check out the S-Class build that I made with this. So let's go hop over and check out the build for that. Okay, So for the S-Class build of the M1, we're actually sticking with that 5.2 liter V12 engine. So it's nice because you don't have to buy yet another engine to swap into the car and get it into S-Class. That's decent. So for the parts on this one, we have the Sport Induction, the Elite ECU, the Pro fuel system, the Sport exhaust, the Sport screw supercharger, Sport nitrous with Elite road suspension, Sport brakes, Elite grip tires, Elite clutch, the Sport 5-speed gearbox, the Elite differential, and the handling on this stays the same. We don't have to change any of that. And of course, whatever you want for your auxiliaries, and if you want the brake to drift or gas to drift, whatever you want for drift entry. And let's go hop into an S-Class race and see how we're going to perform there. Alright, so here we are on good old Fishhook to test this build out. I almost messed my launch up, and that's never good. But right now, off the line, it seems to have pretty decent speed. I'm catching up to everybody pretty quickly. And we'll just draft this guy. I wish this wasn't at night. Nighttime is so stinking dark in this game, it's not even funny. Man, I can like barely see in these nighttime races. They need to come up with a way to adjust that isn't just turn the gamma all the way up. I don't understand why there's not contrast and brightness settings for this game on it, you know, in the graphic settings. Alrighty. This seems to be a corner where a lot of drivers lose it for some reason. It's just subtle enough that coming around it, you're like, oh man, I just lost control and I missed the corner and I don't know what to do. So far it seems to be holding its own. I have hit my top speed of 193, which isn't altogether surprising. Ooh, I did that bad. That was my fault. I handbraked that corner and I should not have. Alright, wasn't too bad though, because everybody usually slows up a whole bunch in that corner or messes it up themselves. And I've managed to get right back away from them with no issue. And if I don't screw up, I should be good to go. Because I don't see him catching me in this section of the race without me making a big mistake. Stranger things have happened though. And this car is actually pretty versatile, and it's kind of oh god, I messed it up. All I had to do was not mess it up, and I messed it up. But as I was saying before that wonderful mistake, this car is a pretty versatile build. It handles pretty well. It has good off the line speed. It has good acceleration. It handles well down the straights. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to get loose and slide out from behind you, or I can't speak. Gonna slide out from underneath you. It's just a very solid car all around, and I think it works well in most of the classes. These are just the two I chose to showcase it in. So that's going to do it for the BMW M1. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave some comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.